Welcome to the Valleycast, everybody. Before we get started talking about the culinary hills we would die on, along with a bunch of other fun stuff, I have to tell you about a culinary hill I would die on. Just last night, I had a wonderful meal from HelloFresh. It was like this ranch, no-bake mustard chicken thing with potato wedges and roasted carrots, and it was absolutely delicious. And that's just one of the delicious meals I've tried through HelloFresh. With over 50 menu and market items to choose from every week, you will never get bored. Get 16 free meals plus 3 gifts with code ValleyCast16 at HelloFresh.com/ValleyCast16. Go to HelloFresh.com/ValleyCast16 and use code ValleyCast16 to get 16 free meals and 3 gifts. Now please enjoy this episode of the Valleycast.
Yeah.
Hey guys, whoa, what a rockin' summer we've been having so far. You guys been out there catching waves?
So many waves, so many hangs and pins.
I'll tell you, man, if I had a nickel for all the hard bodies I saw strutting around the beach this weekend, I would have $40,000.
That's a lot.
That's too many people, and that's probably against regulations.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show. Wanna laugh.
That's a concerning amount of people on the beach.
It is. Have you guys? We're back to feeling ashamed times of COVID. Because there was a time where, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The feeling ashamed.
Shame? Yeah, I'm very familiar with shame.
Yeah, so the shame I speak of, though, is the shame that people make you feel when you
doing stuff
go
shame?
and do something. Yeah, it's back
The
in
judging?
full force. Yeah, there's people who are like straight up just like, oh, I see, just going out and doing stuff, huh? And it's like, yeah. Yes, I am going out and doing stuff, and I'm being as safe as I possibly fucking can be, because if I don't, I'm going to clock out.
You become unsafe as a person for other people if you stay indoors too long.
Yes, I become a problem to myself and others if I don't get to go out. And
Steve has burnt down 17 apartment complexes. It's crazy.
Yeah, and they can't contain me. And it's mostly for the insurance money, of course, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But I feel like we've reached the level of where people are starting to shame others again. You guys seen some of that?
I mean, it's my personal experience right now is so different from your guys'. It's just because I'm dealing with the school system of all things, and so I feel like I'm just sending the kids to the petri dish every day anyways type of scenario. So we try to do what we do and can do to mitigate on our side. Like we're also not going to the beach. I am not one of your nickels, Steve, but there's still a part of me.
But you're certainly a hard body.
Yeah.
True. Joe is oddly sinewy all the time and always has been.
Sinewy. What a good word.
Yeah, how has it been with the school system shit? That's scary.
Yeah. It just feels like it's a matter of time. That's all it feels like, because our school system didn't shut down like the rest of Los Angeles, like most of the country. But in doing so, they're also like not testing anymore, and the only thing that happens now is that if somebody tests positive in the school, they send a little note home that says, "Hey, sup? Somebody tested positive. See you tomorrow." Like, that's it.
Bright and early.
Yep.
I think we're all experiencing currently, unlike previously in the pandemic, 3 fully different experiences, because you're waiting, Joe, and then Steve, you're isolated, but you're going out because you live alone, and then I'm isolated.
Well, he also has superpowers. He's got the COVID. I already had it. Superpowers.
Yes, I did have COVID, but there's still so little we know about it all. So I don't know. Maybe because I skipped this variant, I'll get the next one. Who knows?
Right. And then Elliot, what was your experience?
Well, now I'm isolated because Grace has it, but I don't have it. So now we're in a state of I'm isolated. So now I don't look at people shamefully. I just look at them longingly, which typically anyway. But when I see people going out, I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Wait, are you isolating from Grace, or are you guys like, I'm just going to get it?
No, yeah, I'm taking tests when she takes tests, but I've been negative the entire time, and so we're just crazy. Hunkered down, and I'm really shocked by it. And yeah, it's pretty remarkable. So she's
doing okay.
Thankfully, she's doing great. Yeah, thankfully she's all right, and we're going to take more tests this week, and hopefully it's gone at this point. But yeah, it's just a cabin fever all the time, and so we're going to try not to kill each other.
That's the thing. It's like it feels like another kind of like stay home unless you can't thing that's happening again, and it's like really shitty because right now I'm like I just want to go. I just want to get out. I just
your stuff.
I want to go, Elliot.
Yeah, experience. Let your light shine.
I want to let my light shine. I want to shine my light on the world, and it's just we're in another unknown. We're in the unknown.
Got to get back to
we're
that.
Into the unknown.
Got to get back to that outdoorsy lifestyle you were living. Go on some hikes.
Dude,
you know what I'm talking about?
It's crazy.
That was a joke.
I honestly thought it was going to start as a joke.
Good one, Joe.
But then you said things that I actually do, which is I used to go on these really nice hikes, and you know, I mean, I guess there's no reason to not go on hikes, but it's like there's just at this point because you can still do that safely, but it's just been like you know, not good. It feels like we're heading into another kind of like like I was saying, like if you can stay home you should scenario, and so I'm battling with that too myself. So I'm like making decisions on what I'm going to do and what thing, like I'm having to like really plan out plans, because it's like you have to always expect it could something could be canceled, or people could be like, we're not feeling comfortable doing things anymore, or like, you know, there's all this like stuff that's up in the air. So it's like I'm having to carefully choose which event would I rather get COVID from.
yeah. You got to weigh what your story is, because you want to be like, yeah, I got COVID at the red carpet for the opening of Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, really, dude? That's really cool.
Yeah.
Or I got laser tag playing. I got COVID playing laser tag with 3 35-year-old adults.
Right. I was in a small warehouse watching a wrestling show with a big crowd of people. And but yeah, so having to carefully choose what you do. Me
and my 35-year-old friends thought it would be really funny if we took Instagram pictures at Chuck E. Cheese. Whoops.
Yeah, and now we definitely got going. Dude, we were at we went to go see a screening of the new Scream movie last week.
Dude, it like killed at the box office. Was it good?
We'll get to that. Oh, bye Elliot. He doesn't want to hear it. He's like, I'm sick of this shit.
Goodbye.
He's finally had it.
You'll come back in. You keep talking.
Yeah, I went to go see it, and that part is irrelevant. The relevant part is we went to have a bite before the movie, and we were in this like outdoor eating area and felt kind of safe. You know, everyone's kind of at least 6 feet away from each other and stuff, and having food and all of that. And right next to us was this like father and daughter. And as soon as we sat down, the daughter sneezed without covering her mouth, without covering anything, and this big giant snot loogie was just hanging out of her nose for too long. And she's like trying to like find a thing to get it. Dude, and I swear to God, man, this happened, okay, Joe? I swear to God this happened. And you know what?
I have so many like scenario A, scenario B, scenario C. They're just going through my mind right now.
Well, you're going to believe it because you're a father and you've seen this kind of thing before. And you're not. Oh, Elliot texted us. Froze, trying to get back in. No problem. We'll get him back in here. No problem. Oops. I say no. I just texted like I was trying to text NP no problem. Instead, I just texted no.
No. Go away. Go away. There he is.
Hey, Elliot. Elliot's coming back in. We've been zooming on the show. In case you haven't noticed, if you're watching the video version of this on youtube.com/the Valleyfolk, there he is.
There's
Sorry.
It's okay.
Crap. I was trying to get back in.
Elliot, do you like
That
how
Crap indeed.
do you like how I
Sorry.
just texted no?
No.
Computer froze trying to get
No.
back in. No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Anyway, so
not today.
So the story I was telling Elliot and for everyone who was listening, we went to eat outside before we saw Scream, and there was a little girl and their father sitting at the table next to us, at least 6 feet away. And the little girl, as soon as we sat down, the little girl sneezed without covering her hands or covering her face or anything, just like big old nasty giant kid sneeze. And then this big giant loogie booger, like sick person, hangy,
Like a cartoon. Like
cartoon
like a Ren and
Like Ren and
yeah,
Stimpy.
like a Ren and Stimpy. Yeah.
1,000,000%.
It's a zoom in close up. You see way too many details.
Yeah.
And for too long, it's hanging there. No one's doing anything about it, including her. And there's no tissues around. I guess they're waiting for someone to come back and bring their food. So I haven't revealed what happened next, but I was saying this is not a lie. This is actually what happened. And I think Joe is going to back me up on this because as a parent, I know for a fact you've had these moments, Joe, where one of your kids sneezes out a big nasty thing or pukes or does some kind of gross bodily thing in public, and you reach for the nearest it doesn't matter to get the thing off your kid's face or to clean the thing off and whatever. So this
What
guy,
did he reach for?
he pulled off his beanie that he was wearing and wiped the giant booger off her nose with his fucking beanie, dude. And then put it
booger
He
beanie.
did not put it
put it
back
right back on. I swear to God, he put it back on.
You don't put it back on. Why
And then
did
and like so Brett and I was with Brett and Matt and Brett and they didn't see it, but Brett or they heard the sneeze, but they didn't see like the event that occurred afterwards. And so the whole time I was just joking about how like we're definitely gonna get COVID from this little kid, like because then they were just like coughing and sniffling and sneezing, and I was like, why the fuck are you taking a kid out?
Because they feel like you feel. Beanie, booger beanie.
Yeah, but if I
I'll
felt
be a
like
meanie, clean it up with a booger beanie.
if I felt sick,
DFTBA.com/development.
Booger beanies.
Booger
the
beanie.
booger beanie. It should just be a beanie with a cartoon green splat, like kind of hanging down.
Hankies are out. Booger beanies are in, everybody.
Yep.
What if it had like a rubber booger thing that you could like pull and snap and like kind of fuck around with?
Yeah.
But most of the time it just hangs off the beanie like while you walk around and shit. Anyway, but
That
Joe,
on your nose, a little greeny. Wipe it up with a booger beanie.
Booger beanie. Really
so
did.
Joe, I'm sure you've had moments like that where you're
Yeah,
like, fuck it, I'm gonna use my hat.
Not my beanie, not my hat. It's usually sleeve if you're doing a parent thing, or you sacrifice the kid's shirt. You go, we're gonna clean that up. But it's usually like a napkin. You grab something. Man, that guy made a choice.
Yeah.
You never use Joe. You never use like just your stubble. All right, that's gross.
Well, yeah,
just grab your kid and
shave it off.
wipe their face all over your face. Oh God,
dude, it's like when I go to the school to pick the kids up every day now. Like these kids are doing pretty good. They've been like doing this for 2 years. Like my son in his schooling education only knows school and COVID at this point. So these kids, for the most part, have their masks on. But I see this little gremlin walk up to the gate where we pick him up, and he's got his mask on.
gremlin.
And he gets to the gate, and then you see him go, ah.
Oh man.
And before he goes, achoo, he lifts his hand, he pulls the mask down,
Oh,
and goes, ah!
oh
And
no.
then he puts the mask back.
He could have contained it. He had it contained.
He didn't want a boogery
Rookie
mask.
mistake.
Yeah.
I did that. I've done that. Yeah, I've done. At the beginning of the COVID, I did not understand how to point, and I found myself doing it. I'm like, that's different than what you're supposed to do. I have a question for you guys.
Okay,
If
let's go, baby. Throw it out.
All right. So I don't know if you guys heard about this news story, but recently, a gentleman had a heart transplant. However, the heart transplant that he got was not from a human; it was from a pig, and it so far has been a successful transplant.
Wow.
So he is doing very well.
The body did not reject the pig heart?
No, they did different things to make sure the cardiac transplant, genetically modified pig heart, so that the body didn't reject it. And it has sent shockwaves through the medical community and was hailed as a breakthrough in bioengineering, potentially ushering in a new era in solid organ transplantation. Question for you guys.
Okay.
You get a heart failure. You get a pig transplant. You got a heart pig in your body. You wake up. Miraculous.
I got a new heart pig.
So
I got a heart.
yeah. Okay. So two questions, maybe three.
Elliot, do you smell toast?
Yeah. If you eat bacon, if he decides to eat bacon, is he a cannibal?
Whoa.
Secondly, on a personal level, do you think that you would feel too guilty and you would stop eating pork? And finally, this is a third little bonus question. If you were okay, or say he's okay eating bacon and he eats so much that his arteries clog and he ends up having a heart attack, is that suicide?
Yeah, it's a great setup. That's good. That's good.
What do you think?
And
I don't know.
And right after this, we'll get to the answer.
And we'll get to that right when we come back.
When we come back. That's a great question. First of all, hey, hooray science, right?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Hooray for, well,
real collab.
I mean, pigs,
man.
The pigs are like, look, haven't we given you enough? Now you're taking
We've told you how smart we are for so long.
We told you we're smart and you still don't give a fuck. You're still chomping us down. And now you're taking our hearts.
Look, if it works, great, because of the incredible shortage and how hard it is to actually get a human heart transplant.
Of course.
Perfect, great. But I'm going to answer your three
Beautiful.
questions with a follow-up. Do you think this guy experiences past dreams and memories from the former pig's life?
Exactly. Very interesting question, Joe. Very interesting.
Like those piggy wet dreams?
The piggy wet dreams would be definitely a tough one to wake up from.
You know what? No. I think that's.
I was so close.
I think that's preposterous. I think what's more likely is
pig-posterous.
Having a pig heart makes you fall in love with pigs.
Oh,
yeah.
Like you're in love with, like that you would fall in love with a pig because your heart wants what your heart wants.
I can answer some of these questions. I think out of solidarity, my pig brethren, I don't eat much pork anyways. I'll eat some bacon sometimes. I think I would give up the bacon. I really think I would.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, if a pig ended up saving my life because I have a pig's heart, then yeah, you'd have to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna do pig kind of solid.
Pig kind of solid. Would it be cannibalism if you did it? Do you think?
It would just be you. It would be.
Disrespectful for sure.
It would be disrespectful, yeah. I don't think it would matter. I think people would just judge you. They'd be like, "Did you guys hear about Joey? You know, the guy that's with the pig heart? Someone watched him down a fucking black forest ham sandwich.
He won second place at the pig roast.
At the weenie roast. He was he ate a bacon. I saw him eat a baconator. This is like a Larry David. This is like a Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, a baconator.
Yeah. I saw him eat a baconator. I don't know. I mean, and then, he's such a big advocate for animals and stuff. And then, there he is eating a baconator.
I wonder if a pig's heart is stronger than a human heart in the end.
Well, I bet it is at the end of the day, because would a pig use a human's heart to make a pig live?
No, it wouldn't. It has some respect.
Yes, that's right. So it is a stronger heart, isn't it, Joe?
Professor Piggenstein. It worked.
That is
it
cool,
worked.
Though.
It's a breakthrough in pig science. But here's the thing. I think we've really, really pissed off the humans, and we also showed them our capability. I think we're at war.
Yeah.
What if like the wife is like in the room with the doctor and she's like, So is there any like side effects of like, do you think there'll be any side effects for having a pig heart? And the doctor would be like, look, we just don't know. Like, we just don't know. Like, this is the first time this has worked. And honestly, like, we're just kind of, it's a big experiment, you know? And he's like, but you know, keep an eye on him. He might want to roll around in some shit when he gets
The jokes are endless.
The jokes are endless. Endless.
I'll follow it up with another question, and this
All
is
right.
just as important. Your significant other is saved by pig heart science. Awesome moment, right?
Yeah.
Are you after you get over the wondrous breakthrough in knowledge and science and life-saving techniques and capabilities, once you get over all that, do you start like munching on bacon right next to them sometime just to Hey babe,
Let me listen.
Hey babe.
Let me listen in on you. Why is your heart rate accelerating?
Why are you crying?
God. It is fascinating though. Like, obviously we go directly to jokes because we're making we're trying to make an interesting, funny podcast. But like, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. Like, the implications of this are huge because.
And he's 57 years old. And when I Googled it to bring it up on the podcast, one of the most recent stories about it is from the first one I saw is from BBC, and it says man who had pig transplant guilty of 1988 stabbing. And I was like, man, imagine you go through one of the biggest medical marvels in the world, and freaking BBC is like, run a story about that thing you did 22 years ago. That's insane.
Yep.
Let the man go.
I know.
And who knows? Maybe it was, you know, maybe he was upset and he stabbed a guy. Doesn't mean he shouldn't get a pig heart.
Yeah.
That's what I always say anyway.
Because it could have been in self-defense.
It
or
just bothers
something.
me. Exactly.
We don't know.
Maybe
We don't
not.
know the whole story. I'll get it.
I'm not going to click on
What
it.
the hell was that?
Sounded
Stay where you are, Jeff.
sounded like a phone ringing. Was that a phone?
Scared the shit out of me. What was that? Was that my place? Or was that your guys' place?
I don't. It was not here. There's nothing going on here.
Ghost phone. Ghost phone.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, and it also makes me feel like, does that mean that now pigs will be kind of like, you know, a primary source of human hearts now if this works really well?
Oh, 100%. They'll use the crap out of it. It's just how deep is the pool of people that are going to be like, yeah, put a big heart in me.
Yeah. Because there's people already that have like animal parts, right? They use like pig things already, don't they?
Oh, I have no clue.
Yeah, hang on, let's see.
I'm not up to date.
Yeah, someone was talking about
I
this
have
recently.
zero knowledge of the type of animal transplants that we already do. I bet you there's like a teeth thing. I could see that, but I don't know what else.
Let's see. Okay, so current
Teeth?
Maybe like caps or something. I don't know. False teeth.
Yeah.
whoa, check this
Yeah,
out.
maybe
It's called
molds or something.
xenotransplantation, xenotransfusions.
It's a great name.
And it says chimpanzees were originally considered the best option since their organs are of similar size and they have a good blood type compatibility with humans. It does say that pigs are currently thought to be the best candidates for organ donation
Crazy.
because of their increased
Nuts.
phylogenetic distance from humans.
We're all
Pigs have
pigs.
relatively
Because of
short
the-
gestation periods, large litters, and are easy to breed, making them readily available. This is like alien stuff. Going to an alien planet and harvesting their.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it says they've made porcine derived insulin, so like insulin that comes from
Whoa.
pigs.
Great.
Genetically engineered pigs are becoming the norm, which raises moral qualms. Current experiments in xenotransplantation most often use pigs as the donor and baboons as human models. Blah blah blah. All right, but yeah, there are. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, there's going to be some good old fashioned sci-fi movies based all around this. It'll be
Yeah, if
real
there
fun.
hasn't already been, yeah.
Yeah, it's also, I was reading it's 54 years after the first human heart transplantation.
Wow.
For human, so it's like 54 years. And then we
Wow.
just
So that just shows you what can happen in 50 years of science and medical.
We get real bored and we just start putting pig hearts in everybody.
Get bored.
We did this
That's
human
science,
thing,
baby.
Hey, but there's really nothing to research anymore. What should we do now?
Oh, here's something I'll guarantee to you guys. Do you guys watch Grey's? Yeah, right. Do you guys watch Grey's Anatomy at all, or have you?
No.
All right. So like SVU and those Law and Order type shows, if something happens in real life, like somehow, some way, they immediately pump out a script and then there's an episode about it. If there's like a big, like in SVU, if there's a big like sex crime in the world or something like that, inevitably, Benson and Stabler are going to be on the case. In Grey's Anatomy, it's the same thing. So I guarantee it. I would put money down. We are going to have a pig heart transplant controversy Grey's Anatomy episode.
I can't wait. Yeah.
And
I don't like that. I never liked that when they did that on SVU. I thought it was not as good.
What'd they do on SVU? The pig heart thing?
No.
The whole rip from the headlines. Like you'd see a story and then.
Oh, is that what it? That's how it would. That's how it worked.
Yeah, like if Jean Benet Ramsey happened today, there would be an episode about it tomorrow. I'm sure they've already had an episode.
That's actually, that's an interesting. I mean, why not? That sounds like a good production.
It's just cheesy because they end up changing the names from like Jean Benet Ramsey to like Brittany Joanne something, and you're like, okay.
Oh, so it's like real close.
Yeah,
it's really
and usually the story doesn't deviate too much. It's almost like a Mad Libs out of real life. So,
have you guys? Have we talked about the Mandela effect?
Hey there, folks, and welcome to the ad portion of this episode of the Valleycast. I'm Elliot, and I'm here to tell you about some products and services I think you might like, and if you're so interested, you can click the link in the description. It helps us and it helps you, and so let's dive into it. I don't know about you, but I'm having a great start to the new year, exercising, getting my schedule in order, and if you're a small business owner, well then you know you're busy enough as it is. You don't have time to deal with the hassle of going to the post office. Well, guess what? With Stamps.com, you can skip the trip and never waste another dollar or minute. That's right, Stamps.com lets you print official postage right from your computer, so you can spend less time at the post office and more time running your business. We use Stamps.com pretty regularly here at the Valleyfolk. We have in the past, and it's a wonderful service. Stamps.com saves you time, money, and this is the best part, stress. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. That's a lot of businesses. Stamps.com gives you access to all the post office and UPS shipping services you need right from your computer, so you don't even have to leave your home. And you get discounts you can't find anywhere else, like up to 40% off USPS rates and 76% off UPS. Whether you're an office sending invoices, maybe you got a side hustle with your Etsy shop, or just a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer. No special supplies or equipment. You're up and running in minutes, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. How cool is that? Well, let me tell you a little bit about it. If you want to save time and money this year with Stamps.com, here's all you got to do. Sign up with promo code VALLEYCAST for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale, which is very helpful. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com and click the microphone at the top of the page and enter the code VALLEYCAST. Did you get that? Well, let me say it again. Go to Stamps.com and use the promo code VALLEYCAST to get a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale, so you can save time, save money, save your stress, save yourself on unneeded stress, and you can get back to what matters to you the most, which is running your life the way you need to. And now we're gonna go back to 3 grown men just screaming at each other.
Have you guys have we talked about the Mandela effect recently?
Maybe not. Maybe not recently.
In a while, maybe it's been.
Did you have a Mandela effect moment?
Well, the other night I was just kind of browsing the Reddit like you do, and I happened upon a Mandela effect thread where people just went on and on and on about their Mandela effect theories and stuff, which is really cool. Fun. Which starts to get into the multiverse theories and other dimensions bleeding into ours or leaking into ours, and or our dimension switching over to a different dimension, like flipping realities with a different reality. I don't know. All this stuff is like insane, obviously, but when you start to
so fun,
it's so fun. And when you think about some of them, you're like, oh really, that's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know, there was one that made me so uncomfortable I had to stop reading it because I was like, if I don't stop, I'm gonna dig too deep into this and then I'm not gonna be okay. So apparently you guys know who Ed McMahon is.
Yes, sir.
The Publishers Clearinghouse guy that would come to your door and give you a big check.
Here's Johnny.
So apparently he had no involvement with Publishers Clearinghouse whatsoever. But we remember him being a part of Publishers Clearinghouse.
That's an excellent example.
It's insane. It
He
made me
wasn't
not
part of it?
No. No. And also, another one was, do you remember
Why do I think he was? I think he was.
Go for it. Look it up right now, Joe.
What the hell?
Google it.
He was in something similar then.
I'll wait. It was similar, yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't the Publishers Clearinghouse.
Gotcha.
There's another Elliot, Joe, and Steve somewhere where Ed McMahon was definitely part of Publishers.
Yeah, of course.
And then there's another one where he's on the podcast.
Exactly. Oh, to be in that one, huh?
Damn, I want to be in that dimension. Also, do you remember the Fruit of the Loom logo having a cornucopia in it?
Maybe. Because you're saying
Now
that,
that
my
you
mind
said-
is just like,
Yeah. There's a power of suggestion where I'm like, yes, I do. But I don't know that I do.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of these Mandela effect things are like, yeah, I don't know. And then it gets planted in your brain, and then you think maybe that's
as he takes a sip out of his beaker.
What it is. I'm drinking piss. It's really clear piss.
Pig piss.
Pig piss. But okay, so here was another one where someone said there's a scene in the Jungle Book where Baloo is wearing like a coconut bikini.
Yeah.
Apparently that scene is non-existent. It doesn't exist anywhere.
And it exists in something else.
I don't know, man. Look it up. Look it up. But the cool thing is everybody's like, okay, well, why is this happening? Why do we feel this way? And there's a lot of psychological reasons, like you were just saying, Joe, like, or Elliot, like I say something and then suddenly your brain makes the image in your head and you're like, yeah, maybe the Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia in it. But when you look it up, it doesn't. But we all kind of remember, so many people remember a cornucopia with fruit in it in the logo for the Fruit of the Loom. And so anyway, all these people are thinking that something happened with the Large Hadron Collider with the
Hadron Collider?
Yeah.
Like it opened, it fractured our universes, and like
it was
something
like
snuck in.
Yeah.
And the thing that snuck in was the cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom's underwear. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess mystery solved.
Yeah. But yeah, and the Berenstain and Berenstain bear thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that
But
one.
then there's the ones that were not explainable when you were a kid and you thought you were crazy. Like when you would watch one version of the Goonies and you were like, I swear to God, there was a fucking octopus. in this movie.
Yeah, that messed me up for a long time.
Yeah. What the fuck? Where's the octopus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was just because, like, you know, that scene was cut out of certain versions or whatever.
Which is so weird. Like, why was it cut
It was
out?
in the TV version.
Yeah.
For I think it was in the TV, and I want to say it was for runtime, but I don't know really.
Yeah,
But
it's
I think
because when they cut out all the inappropriate stuff, it makes the movie way too short for TV. So they like try to beef it up with deleted scenes.
oh,
and
really?
stuff.
Well, John, I don't. We got to cut this down. We should probably take out something that's offensive, but there's really nothing offensive in this movie. Actually, there's some murder. Should we take out the murder and the dead guy? Wait, what is that thing right there? Oh, is that an octopus? Correct me if I'm wrong, John, but the word puss is in octopus. We should take that out of here. Get that out of here.
That's why it's not.
What about the line at the end where the kid says, "Oh, and there was a giant octopus"?
Yeah.
No, definitely leave that in. Because after the adventure this kid went on, he just decided to start making stuff up about things that didn't happen. Yeah, it's perfect.
There's so many things like that I wish I could think of off the top of my head that are like they're left in the movie, but they reference something that was cut out of the final cut of the movie, and that's the best example of it. because he talks about an octopus, and you're like, what? Where's the octopus? Did we miss something?
Excuse me if I'm taken out of this movie for a second, but guys, did you see an octopus?
Did I get up? Did I go to the bathroom?
We didn't get to, yeah, exactly. But anyway, I just love the Mandela effect stuff, and it really freaked me out thinking about how things I definitely remembered as a kid are incorrect as an adult, and it's very strange.
Heather walked.
The Edward McMahon is a new one.
Yeah,
that's a great.
Yeah, that was a new one for me too. It really freaked me out.
He was either involved in something very similar, or somebody was similar looking to Ed McMahon and was involved in the thing. Is all I could imagine.
It was similar. Yeah, it was a similar thing.
Heather came down earlier and she's like, she did the thing, and I'm sure you guys have done this too, where she just stops in her tracks and goes, "Oh no." I'm having deja vu right now. I experienced this thing. I've been here. I've done this, and that's how I respond to deja vu as well. Like, it isn't like a moment of like interest to me where I'm like, "Ooh, this is cool," and experiencing deja vu. I get freaked the hell out, and it makes me feel like something is very, very wrong.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
You guys have that similar reaction to it?
Well, The Matrix made you kind of feel like deja vu is just like a glitch in the Matrix or something.
Pre-Matrix, anytime I ever felt that way, it's always off-putting. And
it's unnerving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly like why did you take a moment to really kind of dwell on why it happened, but then it usually kind of just, you stop thinking about it, and then you don't care about it, and then you just don't, it doesn't happen again. And then when it happens again, you're like, whoa. But what really is that, you think?
It hits like what you're trying to say? Well, yeah, but like it hits a cross section, right? So you think I'm sitting there, I'm experiencing the deja vu, and sometimes it's very, very specific, right? It's not just a feeling. It's like I remember this moment. I know exactly what the next decision is going to be, and it makes me feel like the next decision is very important. Like whether or not I do it wrong or right, or if I do the same thing. And then once I get through that crossroads, yes, I go back to feeling normal. But when I'm in it, I feel like I'm floating. It's so weird.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you feel like when you get deja vu, it's like some version of yourself from the future that's giving you another chance in that moment. And so you're you're trying to make a decision in that moment.
Most times I feel deja vu, it feels like it was from a dream that I had. And 9 times out of 10 in that dream, there was a feeling of foreboding in response to whatever that decision was going to be. I don't know why.
It's like a reverse synchronicity.
Yeah.
It's like something totally in your head where there's no outside event to correlate with, but then you're like, oh, and then it makes you feel like, I guess, awake. When I feel it, I feel like there's like I'm very present for a second, and it's a very like a teetering, like, oh boy, oh.
Yeah, it's like spider sense.
Wild. Yeah, spider sense. Yeah, exactly.
But then nothing comes.
Are we do you think we're somewhere close to figuring out like what deja vu actually is, like from a scientific perspective? Is there like new research on that, or like is there a definitive answer about what deja vu is? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
Probably got something to do with, they're gonna blame it on synapses and this brain that we don't understand.
Actually, it's there. I'm reading this book right here called The Master and His Emissary, and it breaks down brain structure according to the different hemispheres and how the left side, and these are all generalizations, but the left side is a focus sort of attention, and the right hemisphere is like a more whole kind of thing. So I wonder if moments of deja vu are those rare moments where both sides of your brain are kind of functioning at the same time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is it's a super interesting book, and it talks about how like some birds, you can see that they pick out a berry from a bunch of pebbles with their right eye, because the brain is contralateral, contralateral. So your right hemisphere controls the left side of your body, and the left. Yeah. So they choose with their right eye the berry, and then their left eye, which is hooked up to their right side of their brain, which sees the whole picture, is constantly on the lookout for prey and for potential mates. And then it only gets more pronounced in the more highly evolved animals. So it might be something like that. It might be some kind of connection between the hemispheres.
That's super interesting.
I don't know.
That.
I'm gonna act like that's what it is.
I like your theory on the fly, my friend.
Apparently, one of these TikTok doctors who goes on TikTok and goes like, "Here's the explanation of what this is." Talked about deja vu, and said that it's a glitch in your brain. It's when a new short-term memory gets accidentally stored in the long-term memory, so it feels like it's happened before because our brain is telling us it's an old memory.
Oh, interesting.
And saying it's just sloppy admin by your brain.
It's like, oh gosh, we got to fire some people up there.
Yeah, all new information goes first through the right hemisphere, and then it goes later in the left hemisphere where that's like the long term. That's how come it like going an instrument, like when you play guitar, it becomes second nature because it's gone into your left brain. So I wonder if it's an experience that goes like directly into your
it just jumps onto the wrong path and just whoop, you're right into it.
Yeah.
It says that some experts believe it originates in the medial temporal lobes of the brain, which control long-term memory.
My favorite lobes.
That's such a good lobe, dude.
Big fan of those medial lobes. Are you kidding me?
Good lobe.
And it says, however, they are unable to study the phenomenon deeply because deja vu by its nature is fleeting and brief. Dr. Akira O'Connor, senior psychology lecturer at the University of St. Andrews, believes the phenomenon isn't a failure of memory, but rather what we experience when the frontal regions of the brain attempt to correct an inaccurate memory.
Interesting. That's fascinating. Cool. That's really fun.
And he explains deja vu is basically a conflict between the sensation of familiarity and the awareness that the familiarity is incorrect.
Cool.
It basically just said what we said, but way smarter.
It also says, and it's the awareness that you're being tricked that makes deja vu so unique compared to other memory events.
Oh, maybe the tricked thing is what gives you that sense of paranoia.
Right.
That little like, something.
Oh, my brain, it not working. I don't like my brain not working. Something not good in the brain part.
Oh no.
They say for the vast majority of people, experiencing deja vu is probably a good thing. It's a sign that the fact-checking brain regions are working well, preventing you from misremembering events. In a healthy person, such misremembering is going to happen every day. This is to be expected because your memory involves millions and billions of neurons. It's very messy.
Thank God it's a fleeting feeling, though, right? Like, you know how people are like, would you like to orgasm for an hour? And you're like, God, no, I would die. Same thing with this feeling. Like, give me the fleeting, just a little bit, please. I don't want a big bite.
Keep my fleeting to a minimum. So I found an Ask Reddit post that I thought would be an interesting topic to dive into. If you guys are ready for that. Otherwise, we can hold off for another time.
No, I love it. But also, I want to point out that, Elliot, I love that you came with the little thing to talk about. My goal is to go back to that. I'm going to bring a thing to talk about like that was, I'm doing it.
It's rare that I consume something where I go, I absolutely have to talk about this on the Valleyfolk. But a guy being a cannibal for eating pork because he has a pig heart is right up our alley. I think. It's fun, right?
And to my credit, Mandela effect, I think is a great topic too.
I came with absolutely fucking nothing today.
Hey, listen, sometimes you do,
I'm going to do better. Do better.
Okay, this is really interesting. This was posted on Ask Reddit, and the topic is, what culinary hill are you willing to die on? And to give you kind of like a little bit of a teaser of what people are talking about in this thread, someone says, nachos should be built wide, not tall.
That's a great hill.
It's also literally against hills.
Yes.
Nacho Hill.
Yeah. And then someone says, I hate when the chips at the bottom don't have all the cheese and toppings, but the chips on top have too much. Mm-hmm. Balance is key to a great plate of nachos.
Yep. I don't think that's a hill that he's going to have to like spend too much time fighting upon. I think most people will just be like, you know what? Thanks for that.
Okay, what about this one though? We need to make burgers wider, not taller.
Yeah, that's 100%.
And that could be a divisive one because some people might like a tall burger with all their toppings piled high.
Do you?
I don't like to I don't like the idea of having to unhinge my jaw like a snake to have a burger. I don't like that. And I also get that thing sometimes where, you know, where you open your mouth too wide and then you get that muscle in your chin that goes, Gah! And you ever get that?
I know that. Yeah. It's like a,
it's just, you just pull,
like a pinch.
you just pull a muscle, I think, because that muscle rarely is extended that much.
Yeah. And it feels like it's connected to the tongue.
Yeah. And then suddenly everything's
like
tight.
the
You know, basically what I do is I'll just massage the muscle down there that got real tight.
Oh, smart.
And that usually takes care of it. But man, I hate it. I hate
the experience that you guys are talking about is deja food.
Impossible to study.
Let's open a restaurant called Deja Food, and it's just we'll serve what you had yesterday. Serving what you had yesterday. The food from yesterday today.
It's a restaurant that only serves seconds from other restaurants. Like,
yeah,
that's so funny. I love that. But okay, so let's see if there's some more here. When you're baking from an online recipe, don't change 3 or 4 ingredients to make it healthy and then leave a 1-star review about how bad it is. That sounds personal.
That sounds like someone wrote a recipe. Yeah.
But do you guys have like a culinary food thing? Like it just has to be?
Man,
I like ketchup on my grilled cheese. That's some people really freak out about that.
And is that like a necessary for you? Like if you're gonna have a grilled cheese, you definitely need ketchup.
Yeah,
there?
I guess you're right. I'm kind of doing I mean, I definitely will do it 100% of the time. But if I have grilled cheese, and I don't have ketchup, I'll still eat the grilled cheese. But I won't make a grilled cheese if I don't have ketchup.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. One of my most controversial food likes, I guess, is one that I see rarely talked about, but when it is, it's very divisive. The ketchup on eggs.
Oh, interesting.
Debate. Yeah. I think this is hotter than pineapple on pizza because nobody
Really?
wants to talk about this.
I feel like most people that eat eggs, because I'm not much of an egg connoisseur, but they eat them with their breakfast, and it's usually next to those hash browns, which are covered and slathered in ketchup. I just felt like it was normal.
Well, some people.
I have a separation of church and state with the ketchup and the potatoes, and they don't touch.
Yeah, some people believe it is like basically blasphemy to put ketchup on eggs. Real angry people out there. People get real angry about it.
Will those same people you think put hot sauce? I'll put hot sauce sometimes.
Oh, hot sauce on everything. Yeah.
So my son does. I don't have a hot take necessarily, but I will say, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of the pickles, right? In general.
Yes.
But one of the reasons is I think pickles are too strong of a taste to put on anything, and it overpowers the taste of whatever you're putting it on.
I feel that way about onions.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a recent onion convert.
But don't you feel like the onion overpowers? Like, and you might like that, but don't you feel like the onion is a pretty powerful inclusion?
No.
Interesting. Same with you, Elliot?
Yeah, I'm with Joe on this.
Yeah, you think onions they're not a strong presence?
I take it as a spice.
Well, it depends.
You know,
I do not love a bunch of red onions like on the burger all stacked together. That's too much. But if they're white onions and diced, then I like them.
Right. I feel like
those
same.
McDonald's.
That's McDonald's.
McDonald's and their weirdly small sliced onions.
Yeah.
Someone says here, putting gold leaf on food is fucking stupid.
I've never tried it, but it's weird.
Thoughts on that, anybody?
We eat other minerals. I don't know.
Oh, how about this? If it tastes good, it tastes good. That's a big one because, you know, some people, and this might have something to do with the presentation of a food item. Like, do you feel like something can look disgusting but taste delicious and that's okay?
Well, sure.
I don't know.
I make stews all the time.
I made a stew last night, Joe. I forgot to send a picture of it.
I mean, stew just looks like poop, for sure. It always looks like poop.
I just made a chicken noodle stew. How good was yours?
Really great.
What was in your stew, Elliot? You want to talk about it?
Onions, carrots, potatoes. Beef.
Ooh,
That's
my
nice.
broth.
my
Big old
friend.
poop.
Pig heart.
Big old
Little-
pot of poop.
Little pig heart.
Poop pot.
I thought, what was the last one? Oh, texture. I think texture is a big one. I don't like things that taste all, slime.
That's why I'm not much of a seafood guy.
Yeah.
Just keep those
Yeah,
oysters
seafood is-
away from me.
What about this one?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oyster's not my deal.
Shrimp?
Homemade. No, thank you. Homemade chili is almost always better the next day.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay,
Same with stew.
I can handle that. Yeah, that's great. I think sometimes the cold pizza the next day is just as good as the hot pizza before.
Absolutely agree with that. 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say.
I think bacon.
Oh, bacon? Next day bacon?
Bacon in oven. Bacon in oven is better than bacon on the fry. I was just different.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
How about this?
Yeah.
Cooking and baking are different.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people would die on that hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hill that I could give two shits about.
Yeah, same. But I'm sure it matters to a lot of people.
Baking is more of a science.
How about this one?
A technical skill. Cooking more of an art.
Being snobby about food to the point where you're hindering someone else's enjoyment is not a positive personality trait.
I believe that is par for the course across the board for anything. If you're going to be a snob to the point where you're ruining somebody else's day, no matter what it is, fuck off.
Yeah, no matter what.
I got a little pet peeve when people comment on anything that I'm eating for some reason.
I get that.
Won't go into it, but if it's just like I'm just having a little thing, and they're like, "Oh, it's that," and I get a little like,
I get that.
I don't know where it comes from.
You know what, man? I know exactly what you're talking about. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Someone might have a sibling or someone that comes in and is like, I don't know. You know, it's interesting. I wonder if it comes from an insecurity involving food.
I'm sure it does.
I'm sure it does too, because I feel similarly, Elliot. I don't like it. I don't like when someone's like, "Ooh, what are you eating? And what is it? And how is it? Is it delicious?" And it's like, I don't know. Let me enjoy my meal. Get out of here.
I'm also pretty commonly like embarrassed about what I'm eating, so there's a lot of just like, don't look like at night if we're smoking marijuana or something, and I'm eating like Oreos or something. I'm like, don't look at me.
You know what?
This is
Oreos with your side of like fucking Lucky Charms.
milk and like a bowl of last night I was like, do we have cookies? And she was like, we have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I was like, get out. We have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Holy moly. Which, by the way, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Follow-up question. Do you guys think the guy who found shrimp in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch still eats Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
100% still eats Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Elliot, because I brought that up the other day, asking the boys if you think that was a real thing that happened.
I thought I heard that it was
or
fake,
do you
right?
think he kind of planted that because he's also like a marketing person?
I think this has been discussed before, maybe between us, but I was under the assumption that it was possibly most likely faked.
I wasn't sure either, but I had heard several things about how like it's just not possible that happened at the place where they make Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the type of cereal that if you're already a fan of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and just like the diabetic debauchery that it is, that's not going to stop you from getting it.
Nothing's going to stop it.
That's cinnamon.
Right. If you cared at all about what was in it, you wouldn't eat it at all.
Also, I eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch at such a speed, I would never notice the tail anyway.
I'd be like, different consistency? I don't know. Must be something going on today.
Must be overdone. All right.
Must be me.
Oh, man.
How about this one? The most expensive food isn't always the best food. No,
True.
I'm not impressed by a $200 slice of pizza with its price driven up with truffle and gold flake.
Truffle is very good, though. I do like truffle. But I agree. Great sentiment.
And how about this one? Bonus, cereal or crushed Oreos on a donut isn't revolutionary.
Agree. You can come through. You're fine.
Yeah.
We're just
podcasting.
How about this one? If you can't drink it through a straw, it's not a milkshake.
It's a McFlurry.
No.
It's a McFlurry. Well, the McFlurry lets you use a spoon. You can use a spoon if you want.
On the 5% chance that you'll actually get the McFlurry when you order it. There's how long's it been since you've actually walked up and got a McFlurry and actually got the McFlurry? It's constantly broken.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't order McFlurries very much.
McFlurry is just a lazy blizzard, anyways. They don't even mix it up well. Fuck McFlurry.
Matt came up with a fucking bump.
Joe found his hill. Joe found the culinary hill.
There you go.
It's just a lazy blizzard.
Matt came up with this, like, what would you do if this was a this? And that was kind of like bonkers. So I revised it for my own what would you do? But I'm going to throw this out here to you guys and our listeners, and I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments of the video here. But if so, M&Ms, M&Ms, peanut M&Ms. You guys like peanut M&Ms?
I think they're superior to regular M&Ms.
Agree. I think regular M&Ms should go away, and peanut M&Ms should be all that exists. I mean, they could do the other ones, but the regular ones that have nothing in them, get them out of there.
It's very funny that this is coming up because I was cracking up yesterday morning on Instagram because Hank Green
I saw it too.
Posted a TikTok where he goes, peanut M&Ms and regular M&Ms aren't even the same genre.
They're totally not. They're totally not. It's like the talented brother and the not talented brother. But so would you still eat M&Ms? Do you guys love M&Ms? Like, love them?
Peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So would you still eat peanut M&Ms
if they were made out of a pig heart? Yeah.
if there was a 2% chance that one of the M&Ms will have human poop in it.
No, I would never.
Probably
2%. 2%.
Dude, I will go through 100 peanut M&Ms in a sitting.
Do you think out of 100 you would get a poop one? Just a 2%.
Those are the chances.
2%.
Yeah.
2% means 2 out of 100.
So okay, you'd stop eating M&Ms.
Yeah.
If there was a chance there'd be a poop one in there, a 2% chance.
You were talking about texture, man. Think about like experiencing the break of the shell into the peanut is what you're expecting. You know, when you you close your eyes and you think you're about to eat something and it's something totally different, even if you love that other thing that you accidentally ate, but it's so off-putting, deja food. Imagine expecting the double crunch of a peanut M&M only to be met with the single crunch. I don't want to
of the worst moment of your life.
I don't want to describe it anymore.
The worst moment of your life.
We need a fake TV chef named Deja Food. But okay, so yeah, I agree with you guys. Like Elliot, would you stop eating M&Ms if there was a 2% chance there would be poop in it? Yeah, same. And I think that's sane of us. I think that's sane of us to decide that that if there was a 2% chance an M&M could have poop in it, you would just never eat M&Ms again. That's sane. But some people were like, no, absolutely, I need M&Ms like in my life. Like I need them.
Wow.
Like I need M&Ms to the point where
you better get used to poop.
Used to the taste of poop.
I mean, you might end up liking it.
I mean, I guess if you were so into M&Ms, you'd start to like it.
I like the world where the FDA is just like, guys, yes, of course you can keep making M&Ms. It's only a 2% chance. So, yes, get them off of the line. Send them out.
The world needs M&Ms. We can't have a world.
Let's see what they do.
Here's another culinary hill that someone's willing to die on. The cheap bag of frozen peas and diced carrots you get at the grocery store is an outstandingly versatile source of nutrition and tasty too.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, I like how that is a very specific hill to die on.
Yeah. I am a constant utilizer of the frozen broccoli that in the steamable bags. Yeah. I have that for many a meals. It's how I do it constantly, which probably isn't steam as good fresh, as the baby. Fresh. Yep. Yeah, steam fresh. Yeah. There we go. Mm-hmm. To the point. Good. I buy it enough to the point where
in the microwave broccoli.
Yeah. There's sometimes your local grocer likes to keep you hooked on things or judge you. And they do it by sending you coupons in the mail, usually for the things that you purchase the most of. And I'm a man with a family, so I use the shit out of these coupons. But there's certain things that I get enough that they're like, hey, have 2 on us. Here's a coupon for free food. Wow. And it's steam fresh broccoli. There's some orange juice that I get constantly getting for free. Yeah.
So they reward you for your patronage.
They're keeping me hooked is what they're doing.
Another Mandela effect I forgot was Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. So there is no stovetop stuff. Stouffer's does not make a stovetop stuffing. So there is no Stouffer's stovetop stuffing.
There's a mascot that died. It wasn't Stouffer's, but the hamburger helper hand. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
That guy's dead and gone.
He died?
No, same with Ronald.
I haven't seen him forever. Gone. Yeah, they don't use Ronald at all anymore.
Yeah.
They stopped in 2016.
Have you seen some of those like super old school 70s commercials that are just creepy as hell with the old McDonald's ones?
Yes.
I follow in McDonald land on Instagram or from McDonald
yeah, me too,
land.
Man. And there's like a bunch of behind the scenes stuff and like
It's like run by the original guy who did all like the set designs for those crazy commercials.
That's cool.
And all, like,
I like that a lot. Really neat. That's great. All right. Well, anyway, that's kind of it.
That was a fun one, you guys. I had a good time.
Yeah.
That was nice. Any let us know, folks, any culinary hills you would die on, or if you would kill us for the hills upon which we fight. And thank you so much.
Ketchup on eggs, ketchup on grilled cheese.
Oh, can I make an announcement?
Go ahead, buddy.
If people are still listening, I have my first ever live stream comedy hour coming up on February 18th.
What?
RushTix.com. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
How are you doing it? What? Fill us in. What?
It's I have to do a tech call next week, so I'm not exactly sure, but my understanding is there's a set and it gets live streamed and I can interact with folks. And I think like Patton Oswalt's done it and then Sarah Silverman's done it. So I was like, okay, they seem pretty cool. Wow. But yeah, it's an hour and it'll be like talking to people and then doing some jokes and some new bits and all this stuff. But February 18th at 6 p.m. Eastern at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm pumped about it. Cool.
That's awesome.
I was hesitating because I was like, I don't know how weird it's going to be. And it might be super weird, but I think it could be a fun experiment to see what happens.
Very
see
cool.
Kind of how it flows.
Well, that sounds like fun, buddy.
I'll be tuning in.
Yeah.
Please do.
But yeah, guys, check that out. That sounds really fun, buddy. All right, well, guys, thanks for listening to the show. Definitely check us out on youtube.com/thevalleyfolk if you want to watch the video version, see our beautiful, beautiful faces, and see what Joe's holding up right now.
Look at that. It's on my table. It's a movie game. It's should be getting off a boat hopefully soon and into hands. And also, I'm setting up a Shopify account for all of you that couldn't order it yet. We have a limited amount that will be able for you to order once it's off the boat, and I'll have the Shopify account set up. And if you missed out, you'll still have a chance.
Nice. That's great. That's very exciting. I can't wait.
It's wonderful. So cool. I forgot about it. I hadn't messed with it for a while, and I opened it up and I tried to see if I could stump myself. It was fun.
That's cool.
I'm really excited to get it in the mail.
Yeah.
I think I got a couple coming up. They're gonna be like, oh,
hello,
anyway.
Game. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to support, go to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk and then go subscribe to youtube.com/thevalleyfolk for the video versions of said stuff.
Bye, guys.
Bye.